In a win for the former president, a New York judge lifts Trump's gag order in his civil fraud trial, citing concerns over free speech reacting on Truth Social. Trump said in part his ridiculous and unconstitutional gag order, not allowing me to defend myself against him and his politically biased and out of control. Trump-hating clerk, who is sinking him in his court to new levels of low, is a disgrace here to react. Fox News, legal analyst, Greg, Jarrett, it didn't feel like something that you could do at the beginning. This judge has now said, Trump can speak freely. What do you think? Most gag orders are unconstitutional. Judges do it because they think they're, gods and can decide and rule and order on anything. In this particular case, it was a blatantly, unconstitutional prior restraint of free speech, and a violation of the First Amendment. And Trump has an elevated right, since he is the odds-on nominee for the Republican Party. We have ways to go, so we don't really know, but the Constitution doesn't just protect the speaker. It protects the listeners as well. Things they want to hear, they need to hear, they should hear. And in this particular case, you've got Letitia James continuously convicting Trump in the court of public opinion. Our Constitution says he is allowed to respond, and there's no jury here being tainted. It's a bench trial, for goodness sake. So Judge Arthur Engoron, as he consistently has, was wrong. It's a good point. It's a bench trial, right? Who are you harming here? So, yeah, this whole process I'm just so concerned about. Just if we take it, 30,000 fed here. Yeah, we're talking about these things in the case, but the bigger question for Americans is are there two systems of justice here? We can't have a place, a country, if we have this happening, where we have the number one candidate being tried and the government being used against him in this way. Is there a dual system of justice? Unequal justice? Well, we just found out a couple of days ago. Apparently no charges against Joe Biden for his classified documents. So you've essentially got two presidents who did the same thing right. They retained classified documents. One gets criminally chaired, but the other doesn't. Yes, there are differences in the case, but try to explain that to the American voter already convinced that Donald Trump is the victim of politically driven prosecutions against him and Joe Biden, the beneficiary of a protection racket by the Department of Justice, his own, and the FBI. Yes, well, Greg, you have a brand new book out. It's called The Constitution of the United States and Other Patriotic Documents. It's out now. You have selected various founding and formative documents throughout the history of the United States of America and offered commentary on those documents. It's fascinating, I think, for anyone that wants to, and everyone should understand, our values and our foundations. This is a great place to start. Well, thanks very much. This is at its core a tribute to the many patriots who made America this luminous beacon of hope for liberty and prosperity and justice, the envy of the world. So you will find it took me a couple of years, and it was tough to narrow it down 65 letters. Essay speeches, addresses of America's greatest patriots through 2 centuries. We were so blessed to have such extraordinary leaders, and it was inspiring and noble ideas and galvanizing words that made America. It shaped our country, our virtues, our aspirations, our ideals, and that's what this book is really all about. Everything. The Constitution in full Declaration of Independence, all of the Bill of Rights. But then you move forward to seminal figures like Frederick Douglass's lament over slavery, beautiful moving speeches of Abraham, Lincoln, Teddy, Roosevelt, Franklin, Roosevelt's fireside, chats all the way to Ronald Reagan, who really had an enormous impact on the 21st century, challenging Gorbachev to tear down this wall, and 2 years later, the wall came crumbling down, and with it the Soviet Communist Empire and the end of the Cold War. Thank you for doing this work. I think for folks out there, when you get a chance to look at the book, it's a beautiful introduction written by Greg, but then, and there's some documents you do know, but others you're maybe not familiar with, so even just as a reference, a book that you could have in your home to share with your kids, you're doing a project. You got it's originally sourced, but it provides context so important. You say some things people don't know. Albert Einstein's secret letter to Franklin Roosevelt, warning him that the Nazis were attempting to create this new frighteningly powerful weapon called an atomic bomb. Einstein had been tracing the use of uranium and figured it out. Well, that prompted our secret Manhattan Project, made famous recently by the Oppenheimer film. Just one of the many really surprising documents you'll find in this book. It's really amazing. We think about the kind of textbooks our kids are getting. This is the kind of thing I'd like to see absolutely many more American class. It's a great holiday present. Put it under, but buy two and give one to your children's teacher. Thank you. Hey, I have a new gift for the teacher. Yes, it's the teacher gift out with Zen and with Jared. Thank you very much out with how Greg Jared, congratulations. Fantastic. It out, thanks Greg. I'm Steve, Dewey, I'm Brian, Kill Me, and I'm Angly. Art and click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.